It's fine. Go love Robyn. Love her the best that you can, but be honest with me. I don't care if you put a bleep over that.
If he were honest, he'd admit, I don't love you, but I need your money. Instead, he continues to blame everyone but himself. I hope Mary can at least repair her relationships with Christine, Janelle, and the kids. He is a narcissist, and I'm not sure Robyn isn't ready to shut the door on him. I'm proud of the 3 who walked away from him. Everyone watching has known he was done with Mary years ago, and I think she needs to take responsibility for staying. If a man wants submissive wives, he needs to be the primary breadwinner, which he never was. He was honest when you married, saying, "You're not enough. We need someone else to bring in more money." So he brought in Janelle. He was honest again when he said, "You're not producing enough babies and income." So he brought in Christine. He was also honest when he said, "Find me someone else to be with and set up a camera crew. This will be profitable, leading you to bring in Robyn and TLC." He was honest years later when he said, "Why are you still here? Go live in my garage. You're taking up screen time." What he's done to Mary, in particular, is appalling. He can't leave because they're still using you and Janelle for money. We all tried to warn you about what the public saw. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's me, Elena, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Moreover, did Sister Wives star Cody Brown forget he's on TV? I'm watching the premiere episode of season 19 and just saw the part where he discusses Janelle and Christine. He said something like, "If they trashed me to the press, I can't imagine what they say to our children." Hey Cody, they're not trashing you. They're simply talking about how their relationships with you fell apart and what it was like being with you. Most of the news I saw focused on their lives going forward, not on trashing you. He seems to forget that he's been on TV for almost 2 decades and that his ex-wives don't need to trash him. He does that all on his own with his behavior. He also forgets that most of his kids are grown or nearly grown and can form their own opinions about him. His wives aren't alienating him, he's doing that himself. Since this was filmed in 2022, I hope he's not still experiencing such irrational paranoia about his ex-wives ruining his reputation. He did this to himself. It's like telling your wives you're no longer attracted to them and don't want to act as a married couple, then being surprised when they divorce you. I was stunned when he said, "It's not divorce that sucks, it's marrying the wrong person." Seriously? If I were Mary, I'd have lost it. It's been satisfying to see him and Robyn getting called out more in this episode. How does someone marry the wrong person? It's like he's trying to rewrite his own history. Robyn needs to handle him better. He's a real jerk. And think about this. This is what we see. Imagine how awful it must have been to actually be married to him. He's truly terrible. Gwen mentioned on a podcast a couple of years ago that he was nicer on camera than in real life, so I can only imagine how exhausting it must be to live with him. I'd definitely send him to another wife's house just to get a break. I also laughed when Robyn implied that she's stuck with him. I was talking to my TV about that one, thinking, this is what you wanted. This man is so blinded by his ego. He can't remember how things actually played out. For example, he says he wishes he hadn't brought up the one-house idea, believing that's when everything went wrong. He seems to forget how well things were going in Las Vegas when they all lived close together, and it was Robyn who pushed for the move to Arizona. It's like he's wiped his memory clean. Did he watch too many Star Trek episodes where Spock could erase memories? However, Christine is really getting on my nerves. Yes, Cody and Robyn are also awful and annoying, but that's not what I'm focusing on here. After watching the newest episode, I was reminded of just how much Christine's way of talking and her mannerisms irritate me. Adding her bitterness and hostility makes it even worse. I know I might catch flack for this, but I honestly don't understand how anyone could tolerate living with her every day. She's over 50 but talks and acts like a teenager. Maybe that's why Isabel didn't want to stay with her for even a week when she moved back. To clarify, I have no issue with how Christine acted at the party. She was right not to engage with Kody and Robyn to avoid conflict. My issue is with her interviews, where her annoying speech patterns are amplified by her bitterness, making her even more grating. She has every right to be bitter, but that doesn't mean I have to enjoy how she expresses it. I give her credit for being honest about not wanting to be friendly, even though I might not agree with her choice. I appreciate her honesty. I think Christine's behavior likely stems from a repressive childhood mixed with a bit of natural goofiness. She's not my favorite, but David seems to like her, so good for her. Yes, she can be annoying at times, but I don't blame her for her bitterness and reluctance to acknowledge Kody and Robyn. They essentially stole from and financially exploited her and the other original wives. They gaslit her and pressured her into submission when she voiced her unhappiness. Kody practically abandoned her kids. And let's not forget the confrontation when she announced she was leaving. He nearly got physical, and the other wives, except Robyn, looked genuinely fearful. The explosive fight with Janelle, where Christine appeared more exhausted than frightened, suggests Kody might have been genuinely intimidating off-camera. They exploited the original three for fame and profit, while hoarding that time and wealth in their private space. If this were just a typical cheating scenario, I'd say, be cordial for your daughter's sake, it's her baby shower. But given the extent of the abuse and manipulation Christine endured, I completely understand why she'd want to ignore Kody and Robyn. She seems to have reverted to playing the Christine, sister wives character. I preferred her when she was going through the divorce and seemed more genuine. As someone who went through a contentious divorce, I don't see her actions as petty at all. Navigating hurt feelings while trying to support your kids and attend events with your ex is incredibly tough, especially given their history. Honestly, I might have been even more petty and sarcastic in her situation. I find her pettiness less annoying than her toxic positivity. I'm not looking forward to watching her date David. She'll probably be overly gushy about it. In this episode, she seemed high and mighty talking about Mary-loving divorce and being single. Being single wasn't that great for her, considering she got married a year into her new relationship. It's fine to move on, but she should stop bragging about how independent she is. She acts just like my Kelty, enough said. Additionally, Robyn claims she would never bad mouth her kid's mother. Seriously? Robyn has openly criticized her own children's father on national television, making serious accusations without considering Dayton's or the girl's feelings. What a disgrace. She admitted in front of her child that being with her ex was a huge mistake, absolutely awful. Robyn has claimed she was coerced into an abusive marriage. Yet, when Dayton, now an adult, visited his father, he was told to stay in an RV. Robyn criticized living in a trailer but allowed her own son to do so. The girls could have shared a large room, and Dayton and Saul could have had Jack and Jill bathrooms. Dayton, even at 24, is considered unable to live on his own. Everything Robyn has said and alleged without proof is appalling. Her ex should have taken legal action. He has never faced serious charges from Robyn or anyone else, and he doesn't have a history of arrests for substance abuse or violence. Robyn continually changes her story to fit her narrative. She even had Kelty and Peyton making baseless allegations about Preston being a very bad dude in their videos. They never even met Preston, but got their info from Robyn, spreading a false narrative as if it were fact. I wish Preston would take legal action, but he's probably too decent to bother. Listening to Robyn repeatedly claim that Christine said she doesn't want a relationship with Robyn and her kids is frustrating. Christine clearly stated that she needed a break for now, but Robyn thrives on playing the victim. It's great that everyone has finally separated themselves from this toxic duo and their tender five. Why doesn't TLC show every instance where Robyn contradicts herself? She accuses Christine of trash-talking Cody to the kids while claiming she knows the rules and would never do such a thing. Can you imagine what she says about her kid's father in private? I'd bet she tells them that David didn't want them, and that's why Cody is their real dad now. Moreover, what a loser. He'll never get it. He'll never take any responsibility or accountability for anything. The way he refused to talk about Maddie is infuriating. It's unbelievable that TLC lets him control which questions he'll answer. They hold the purse strings, and we know he needs the money. It's unreal. One of my favorite moments was when he said that his exes getting together and having fun was intentional because they know he has FOMO and that it would hurt him. Yes, Cody, the whole reason your exes are enjoying their lives is to make you miserable. This guy clearly doesn't listen to his own words. To Mary, he says she can talk about him however she wants, but then he accuses Christine of trashing him to the kids, even though she isn't doing that at all. He makes zero sense. And then, in the upcoming trailer, he tells Mary not to hate him for not loving her and that she should blame herself for that. What a terrible person. Robyn absolutely deserves this fool. However, what? Because Sister Wives star Robyn Brown was like 10, 12? Mary, when discussing when she first married Cody. I'm still laughing about it. I was never a fan of Mary, but if she keeps this up all season, I'll be cheering for her. She's been throwing shade left and right, and I'm here for it. Also, the FOMO for each wife is real. I saw someone post this on Facebook, and it makes a lot of sense about why his life is such a mess now. He lost key qualities from each of them. So he wants Robyn all to himself, but wants her included in all family events. He knows Christine was the fun one, Mary was the organized one, and Janelle was the financial and friend one. He didn't think he'd miss them. He reminds me of my father-in-law. The reason he feels left out is that his wives and kids would actively engage him and include him. When he shut them out during coronavirus, they stayed together as a family while he isolated himself with Robyn and their five. It wasn't that he was iced out, they stopped trying when he stopped putting in effort. Instead of being a dad and fixing things, he blamed them because it's easier than taking responsibility. His life is miserable because of his own choices and actions. He chose not to contact his children on their birthdays or spend time with them. He chose to spend more time with Robyn and her kids than with the others. He chose not to accompany Sybil for her scoliosis surgery. There's no FOMO here. It's that he's not wanted because he chose them over us. Additionally, in the season 18 one-on-one, Robyn told Suki that Cody was triggered by the Christmas tree in Janelle's apartment because it symbolized Janelle siding with Christine in the divorce and not supporting Cody. To me, it seems the Christmas tree was actually a symbol of Cody's FOMO, fear of missing out on family gatherings because of his preference for Robyn. It clearly wasn't safe for Cody to admit to his broken dove what was really bothering him that day. Robyn's take is absurd. How does Janelle having a tree in her home equal siding with Christine? Is Janelle not allowed to have a Christmas tree because Christmas is held at Robyn's house? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I took it as Cody experiencing FOMO, knowing everyone would be with Christine at his separate house with a tree. Christine brings fun energy and was going to make it memorable for everyone. Robyn, on the other hand, doesn't seem like much of a host or entertainer. The OG kids invited Cody, Robyn, and their kids to the rental during the Christmas season. Even after Robyn declared in a text that she was done with them for Christmas, Mary offered to host a family Christmas Eve, but Robyn found that too daunting. If Cody is feeling FOMO, it's because he chose to miss out. Moreover, if Robyn were to leave Cody, would he make more of an effort with the OG kids? It's interesting how Cody refused to discuss Maddie in the newest episode. he seems quite bitter about where that relationship stands. With Robyn and her kids still idolizing him, he has one nuclear family to support his ego. But if Robyn were to leave him too, would he try harder to reconcile with his kids from Mary, Janelle, and Christine? I don't think he would. He'd have to acknowledge a lot of his poor behavior to repair those relationships. Instead, he'd probably just move on to new partners, likely younger and more naive, possibly even trying to avoid jealousy by having multiple partners at once. Regarding the last time we saw each other narrative, why are Kody, Robyn, and Christine saying that the last time they saw each other was when Kody was angry and shouting, and Christine supposedly said she didn't want a relationship with Robyn and her children? Which isn't quite what she said, but Robyn likes to frame it that way. They film their lives, and we've seen them interact since then. They were polite at Christine's awkward going-away party, and Christine and Kody were courteous at Salsa Brava. Why is there this narrative that they can't be in the same room because the last encounter was so bad? It's uncomfortable for everyone, but the way they frame it seems confusing. However, I'm not a fan of Mary, but Kody is definitely trying to rewrite history. He acts like he was never in love with her or had any meaningful history with her. I truly believe he led Mary on for years while she was deeply in love with him. Then, when she was desperate for attention, she did the catfish thing, which I suspect Robyn helped with. Now, Kody is acting like they never had a good relationship and that he only married her because she was available. It's insulting. Does anyone else feel the same way? I bet Kody from 1999 would be appalled at the man he's become and probably shocked that he and Mary are no longer together. It's crazy because he could have pursued anyone else. There was no pressure to choose her for courting. He should just admit that he stopped loving her at some point and felt trapped. That would be bad enough, but at least it would be the truth. Additionally, Sister Wives star Kody Brown can rot in hell. Blame yourself if I don't love you. Who says that to or about someone? He's a terrible human being. And the whole they know I have FOMO, so that's why? OMG please, no one is thinking about you that much. If he's experiencing FOMO, why isn't he hosting family events? Other than the fact that no one would show up, he's missing out on the easy life his ex-wives created for him. I hope Rot in Hell is a reference from Brittany from Vanderpump Rules or Valley. I was listening to a podcast this morning where the host compared Jax and Kody. I really like Mary's response. Christine plays the victim. Janelle says they're not compatible, but Mary just wants Kody to be honest. Even though Mary was the most mistreated of all the wives, she still tells him, "Go love her the best you can." Mary wants to know if this was all a sham from the beginning. Did Kody lie to his wives, family, and TV audience all these years? Does he even realize how cruel his dishonesty was to others? As Mary puts it, BS? And why do the wives think Kody and Robyn are the ultimate true love story? They're both validating each other's terrible behavior, a match made in hell. Moreover, Kody sees Christine or Janelle as family, not Robyn. In a post I made about how Kody refers to all the kids as either his or their mother's kids, including Robyn's, I joked that he seemed to view Robyn's family unit as less of a family since he didn't consider their Thanksgiving a real family gathering. It was just him, Robyn, the Tenders, and Mary. Then he accused Janelle of cutting him off from his family by going to an errand and spending time with Christine's family unit. I was mostly joking about taking Kody's words literally, but in last night's episode, he seemed to reinforce this idea. He clearly associates Christine, Janelle, and their kids with family, while Robyn's unit somehow doesn't feel like family to him. He admitted that although he has a marriage and kids with Robyn, it doesn't feel like a family. I wonder if this was just an awkward edit or if he genuinely feels this way. Maddie and Mykelti. It's noticeable that despite having kids, Maddie and Mykelti don't seem to have a strong relationship. In the episode, It was clear when they tried to explain to the kids that they're cousins and that they hadn't seen each other since they were small. It became apparent that they don't keep in touch regularly. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for future updates. Your feedback is important, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.